Your MC number is active, your truck is ready, but the FMCSA is about to show up at your door unannounced. And if your paperwork isn't perfect, your authority will be revoked before you haul your first load. Your MC number is active, your truck is ready, and you are excited to haul your first load. Then you hear the words that shatter your dream. Your authority has been scheduled for a site visit. You assume it is just a routine check. You assume you will have time to prepare. You assume you can fix your files when they arrive. You are dead wrong. The FMCSA auditor does not call to schedule a convenient time. They do not send you a reminder email. They simply show up at your principal place of business without warning, and they expect to see every single compliance document organized, accessible, and ready for inspection within 48 hours. If your driver qualification files are incomplete, if your vehicle maintenance records are missing a single signature, if your drug testing program is not properly documented, the auditor will place a red, revoked stamp on your file, and your authority is gone forever. No second chances. No appeals. This is not a random inspection. It is a survival test that 40% of new authorities fail because they were not prepared. In this video, I am giving you the exact 6-category checklist that FMCSA auditors use, the specific document naming protocol that impresses them, and the 5-minute phone script to verify your physical address passes the satellite verification test. If you have an MC number, this is the most important video you will ever watch. Your MC number is active, and you assume the FMCSA will leave you alone as long as you follow the rules. You think you have time to get your paperwork in order before anyone checks on you. Here is the arcane truth that 90% of new carriers never discover. The FMCSA can conduct a site visit at your principal place of business at any time for the purpose of conducting safety audits, investigations, and other activities. The address you provide on your application is not just a mailing address. It is a location where FMCSA expects to find you your records and your operations. If you fail to designate a qualified location as your principal place of business, the FMCSA may initiate enforcement actions against your USDOT registration. Your survival depends on understanding that your physical address is a legal requirement, not just a formality. You are a new authority, and you assume you will be given a grace period before any inspection occurs. You think the FMCSA has bigger problems to worry about than a small new carrier. Here is the unsettling reality that catches every carrier off guard. Every new motor carrier is placed in the new entrant safety assurance program for a period that typically ranges from 12 to 18 months. During this period, a safety audit is conducted to verify that the carrier has an effective safety management system in place. The audit is typically scheduled within the first few months of receiving authority, even if the business has not yet started operating. FMCSA must conduct your new entrant safety audit within 18 months of your initial USDOT registration. The agency will contact you by letter or email to schedule the audit, but the timing is unpredictable. Your survival depends on being audit ready from day one, because the notice can arrive at any time. You registered your business at a virtual office or a P.O. box to save money and maintain privacy. You assume the FMCSA will never actually visit that address. Here is the arcane truth that kills new authorities. The FMCSA defines a principal place of business as a single location designated by the motor carrier where safety records are maintained. FMCSA will use this address for on-site visits to motor carriers for the purpose of conducting safety audits, compliance reviews, and other activities. For this reason, you cannot enter a P.O. box as your principal place of business. The physical address must be a location where you are actively operating and where your safety records can be inspected within 48 hours. If your address is a virtual office or a residential address that does not look like a legitimate trucking operation, the FMCSA may fail your audit immediately. Your survival depends on having a verifiable physical location that can pass the auditor's inspection. You assume every new authority receives an on-site visit. You think the auditor will definitely show up at your door. Here's a revelatory truth. FMCSA conducts audits in 2 main formats. On-site audits involve an investigator visiting your place of business or mutually agreed location to review documents, interview responsible personnel, and assess whether your safety controls are implemented in daily operations. Off-site audits are increasingly common for new entrants and are conducted remotely, with carriers submitting records electronically. The format depends on your location. FMCSA's resources, and the specific risk indicators associated with your operation. Off-site audits involve you receiving a document request and uploading organized files through the new entrant audit system News using login.gov. Your survival depends on being prepared for both formats because you will not know which one you will face until you receive the notice. You received a site visit notice and you have no idea why. You assume you were randomly selected or that the system is unfair. Here is the shocking truth. FMCSA prioritizes carriers based on safety data, complaint history, crash involvement, and random selection. Carriers with roadside inspection violations or complaints filed against them tend to be audited sooner. If you have a clean record with no incidents, your audit may come closer to the 18-month mark. Risk indicators such as inspection patterns, crashes, or new authority status can trigger a review. The site visit is not random punishment. It is a calculated risk assessment based on your data profile. Your survival depends on maintaining a clean record from day one to reduce your chances of an early audit. The safer you operate, the more time you have to prepare. You think the site visit is solely about your safety records and compliance documents. You assume the auditor only cares about your paperwork. Here is the critical truth. With the rise of fraud and identity theft, the FMCSA has seen increased misuse of US numbers, fake business identities, and unauthorized account changes. The new system is designed to stop fraudulent entries up front and protect legitimate carriers from identity theft and fraud. FMCSA now validates your legal name, principal place of business, ownership structure, and registration compliance at the time of filing. The system checks that your information is consistent and legitimate before processing your application. A site visit is often a verification mission to confirm that you are a real business with real operations, not a ghost company created for fraudulent purposes. Your survival depends on having a legitimate physical presence that can withstand the auditor's scrutiny. You think you can keep your records at home or in a storage unit. You assume the FMCSA will give you time to gather documents if they request them. Here is the gut-wrenching truth. Every CDL driver you employ, including owner-operators under your authority, requires complete DQF accessible within 48 hours of an auditor's request. Your records must be available at your principal place of business for immediate inspection. If the auditor arrives and you cannot produce your documents within 48 hours, you will be cited for non-compliance. The FMCSA does not accept excuses about misplaced files or delayed access. Your survival depends on keeping all your compliance documents organized and readily accessible at your physical location at all times. Do not store them in a place you cannot access quickly. You think a site visit is an educational experience where the auditor will help you fix your mistakes. You assume you will have a chance to correct issues after the visit. Here's the devastating truth. Certain violations lead to automatic failure of the entrance safety audit, meaning the company instantly fails without a second chance. These include using a driver who is a disqualified driver or medically unqualified, operating a passenger-carrying vehicle without proper insurance, failing to maintain a drug and alcohol testing program, allowing drivers with blood alcohol content above legal limits to operate, and missing or incomplete driver qualification files or vehicle maintenance documentation. FMCSA will automatically fail a new entrant safety audit for these specific categories of violations. When these issues occur, the new entrant carrier may face civil penalties, immediate revocation of operating authority, and be required to reapply for entrant registration. Your survival depends on ensuring none of these automatic failure triggers exist in your operation. You fail the audit and you are in shock. You think you have unlimited time to fix the issues and appeal the decision. Here's the arcane truth. If you fail the new entrant safety audit, FMCSA requires a corrective action plan, CAP, by a specified deadline. A complete, credible CAP, supported by revised policies, training proof, and corrective records, restores compliance and keeps your authority active. If you do not correct the violations within the specified time frame, your authority is permanently revoked. Ignoring the letter or email does not delay or cancel the audit. It results in an automatic unsatisfactory rating, which triggers a 45-day clock to authority revocation. Your survival depends on responding immediately to any audit notice and taking the corrective action process seriously. The clock is ticking from the moment you receive the notice. You think the site visit is a random fishing expedition. You assume the auditor will look at everything and find something wrong. Here is the overlooked truth. FMCSA outlines 6 core areas during your new entrant safety audit. These areas are driver qualification files, DQFs, hours of service, HOS, and ELD compliance, drug and alcohol testing program, vehicle maintenance records, insurance and financial responsibility, and accident register and safety management controls. The audit reviews everything from driver qualification files and valid CDL license numbers to hours of service records, vehicle maintenance, drug and alcohol testing programs, and accident registers. The auditor is not looking for random violations, but specifically checking these 6 categories. Your survival depends on ensuring every document in these 6 categories is complete, current, and organized. Focus your preparation on these specific areas. You receive a site visit notice, and you assume you must prepare for an in-person inspection. You panic about the physical appearance of your office. Here is the overlooked truth. FMCSA has steadily moved toward off-site digital audits where carriers upload documents through the portal instead of meeting in person. Off-site audits involve you receiving a document request and uploading organized files through the new entrant audit system News using login.gov. Clear file structure and labeling are critical because the investigator relies on what you submit to judge compliance. Create a master folder that mirrors the request letter, e.g. 01_driver_qualifications, 02_HOS_ELD, 03_drug_alcohol, 04_vehicle_maintenance, 05_insurance, 06_accidents, 07_policies_training. Your survival depends on having your digital files organized and ready to upload the moment the request arrives. Do not wait until the last minute to digitize your records. You receive a site visit notice, and you assume you can delay the process. You think you can request more time or ignore the notice until you are ready. Here is the ruthless reality. When FMCSA contacts you about your new entrant safety audit, you must respond immediately. Ignoring the letter or email does not delay or cancel the audit. It results in an automatic unsatisfactory rating, which triggers the 45-day clock toward authority revocation. The FMCSA does not send reminders. They do not give second chances. If you ignore the notice, your authority will be revoked without any further communication. Your survival depends on treating the audit notice as the highest priority item in your business. Open it immediately. Read it carefully, and start preparing the moment you receive it. There is no grace period for ignoring federal correspondence. You think you can prepare for the site visit after you receive the notice. You assume you have enough time to gather your documents. Here's the insidious truth. The smartest approach is to maintain audit-ready records from day one. If you wait until FMCSA contacts you to start organizing files, you'll be scrambling under pressure. Carriers who keep compliance records current from the day they get their DOT number are the ones who pass audits without stress. The best way to approach the new entrant safety audit is to make sure your core compliance records are built and kept current. Your survival depends on treating compliance as a daily habit, not a last-minute emergency. Build your systems now, before the notice arrives. The time to prepare is before you need to prepare. You submit your documents with random file names and hope the auditor can find what they need. You assume they will take the time to search through your folders. Here is the cryptic truth. Use precise naming conventions to make the auditor's job easy. Name your files like driverlast_first_medcard_2026-01-10.pdf. Unit 1 23_ambulance_2025-11-30.pdf. HOS_policy_2026-01-01.pdf. Provide a short README index that maps each requested item to a specific file path. Submit policy and proof together, e.g., HOS policy plus sample logs plus ELD user/driver training certificates. When you prepare off-site submissions, pre-label every PDF and include an index so the auditor can verify each requirement in minutes instead of hours. Your survival depends on making the auditor's job as easy as possible. A well-organized submission signals professionalism and competence. You think the site visit is purely about documents. You assume the auditor will not ask you any questions. Here's the non-negotiable truth. The auditor will interview responsible personnel to assess whether your safety controls are implemented in daily operations. You should be prepared to explain your safety management controls, your driver qualification process, your hours of service monitoring, and your vehicle maintenance program. The auditor will ask to speak to a motor carrier official who has knowledge of the entire operation, e.g., president, vice president, general manager, etc. Your survival depends on having a designated person who can answer questions confidently and accurately. If the designated person is not available, the auditor may reschedule or flag your file for incomplete information. You pass the site visit and you feel relieved. You assume the hard part is over and you can relax. Here's a revelatory truth. Passing the audit confirms your basic safety controls. Consistent compliance through month 18 determines whether you graduate from new entrant status without additional interventions. Your company remains in a new entrant period for 18 months, during which FMCSA monitors crash and inspection data. If you pass, you continue operating and maturing your program. Your survival depends on maintaining compliance throughout the entire 18-month monitoring period. Passing the audit is not the finish line. It is the halfway point. Continue to maintain your records, update your files, and operate safely. The 18-month mark is when you truly graduate from new entrant status. Your authority is not fully secure until that day arrives. You list a residential address or a P.O. box, and you assume the FMCSA will never actually verify it because they have better things to do with their time. You think they will simply send a letter and trust your word without any physical verification. Here is the critical reality for 2026 that will shock every new authority who thinks they can hide. FMCSA investigators now use satellite imaging software like Google Maps and government mapping tools to verify your principal place of business before they even schedule a site visit. The auditor will pull up your physical address on a satellite image and look for visible signs of commercial trucking activity, such as a truck parked at the location, a company sign, or a commercial-grade facility. If your address appears to be a residential house with no commercial equipment visible, or if the satellite image shows a vacant lot, the auditor will flag your file for principal address discrepancy and schedule an immediate on-site visit to verify your operations. Your survival depends on ensuring your physical address looks legitimate on satellite imagery before the FMCSA ever contacts you. If you're operating from a residential location, you must park your truck visibly at the address, install a business sign, and ensure the location appears commercial in nature. The satellite verification is the first test you will face, and most carriers fail before they even open the audit letter because they assume the system would never check. You think the auditor will ask for random documents, and you have no idea which ones are critical because nobody ever explained the audit process to you. You scramble to gather everything at the last minute, and you hope the auditor will be lenient with you. Here is the terrifying truth that will make you check your files immediately. The FMCSA audit checklist for driver qualification files, DQFs, is fixed and predictable, but 90% of carriers fail because they simply do not know what to prepare. The auditor will check for 6 specific items for every driver: the employment application, the road test form, the driver's license verification, the medical certificate, MCSA 5875, the previous employer investigation, and the annual review of driving record. If even one of these 6 items is missing or incomplete, the auditor will flag your file as deficient, and you will receive a conditional rating that will double your insurance premiums for the next 24 months. Your survival depends on building a complete DQF for every driver from day one, using the FMCSA's own checklist as your guide. You must physically verify that every item is signed, dated, and organized before the auditor ever requests it, because once they find a gap, you've already failed. You assume the FMCSA site visit process is the same as it was 5 years ago, and you rely on outdated information to prepare your entire compliance system. You have no idea that the new Mo2 system has changed the entire site visit scheduling and audit process in ways that will shock you. Here is the critical reality for 2026 that will catch 99% of carriers off guard. The FMCSA's Mo2's registration system went live on May 19, 2026, and it has integrated site visit scheduling into the portal in ways you cannot imagine. If you have not claimed your login.gov account and verified your identity through IDEMIA, the system will not generate your audit notice, and you will not receive the 18-month letter at all. The Motu system also tracks all audit correspondence digitally, and you must respond to the portal, not by mail or phone, or your response will be completely ignored. Your survival depends on ensuring your login.gov account is fully verified and your Motu's profile is up to date, so you receive the site visit notice when it is sent. If you ignore the system requirements, you'll never receive a notice, and the FMCSA will assume you are ignoring them, triggering an automatic unsatisfactory rating and revocation before you even know an audit was scheduled. You receive the site visit notice, and you assume you have several weeks to prepare your documents because the letter says audit scheduled, with a date far in the future. You think you can take your time organizing your files at a comfortable pace. Here is the ruthless truth that will make you drop everything you are doing. The 48-hour rule for producing documents applies from the moment the auditor requests them, not from the day of the notice that you received in the mail. If the auditor calls and asks for your DQF files, you have exactly 48 hours to produce them in an organized format, and the clock does not stop for weekends or holidays. If you are off-site or traveling, you must have remote access to your digital files to comply, or you will fail instantly. Carriers who cannot produce documents within 48 hours are automatically cited for non-compliance, regardless of the reason, and their authority is suspended immediately. Your survival depends on digitizing your entire compliance file system and ensuring you can access it from any location at any time, because the auditor will not wait for you to get home. Cloud storage is not optional. It is essential for audit survival, and if you do not have it, you will lose your authority. You think the FMCSA only works during normal business hours, and you assume you are safe from inspections on weekends or holidays when you are relaxing with your family. You assume the auditor will not contact you during a holiday week because they also take time off. Here is the insidious truth that catches thousands of carriers off guard every single year. The FMCSA can send audit notices and conduct site visits at any time, including weekends and holidays, without any warning or exception. The 48-hour rule applies regardless of the day of the week. So if you receive a notice on a Friday afternoon at 4 p.m., the clock starts ticking immediately. You have until Sunday afternoon to produce your documents. Many carriers lose their authority because they waited until Monday to respond, assuming they had 48 business hours. But the system does not care about your assumptions. Your survival depends on treating every day as a potential audit day and having your documents accessible on weekends and holidays, because the auditor will not wait for you to come back to the office. You complete your site visit, and you assume you will receive a formal letter in the mail with the results in a few weeks. You wait for the mail to arrive, and you check your mailbox every day with anticipation. Here is the cryptic truth that will shock you. The FMCSA updates your audit status in the SAFER system immediately after the audit is completed, often before you receive any written notice at all. You can check your SAFER profile within 24 hours of the audit to see if you passed or failed, and the result will be right there waiting for you. If your rating changes from none to satisfactory, you passed and you can breathe a sigh of relief. If it changes to conditional or unsatisfactory, you failed and must take immediate corrective action within a tight deadline. Your survival depends on checking your SAFER profile the day after your audit, not waiting for a letter that may take weeks to arrive. The system will tell you the outcome before the mail does, and if you wait too long, you will miss the window to appeal or correct the issues. You fail the audit and you need to submit a corrective action plan, CAP, to save your authority from complete revocation. You have no idea what to include or how to format it, and you are panicking because the clock is ticking. You submit a vague letter that gets rejected immediately, and your authority is revoked without a second chance. Here is a non-negotiable truth that will decide your survival. A successful CAP must address the specific violations found in the audit, identify the root cause of each violation, describe the corrective action taken, and include documented proof of the correction in every single case. You must submit a signed statement from the responsible official that the corrective actions have been implemented and are being monitored continuously. If you submit a generic response without specific details and proof, the FMCSA will reject it and your authority will be revoked permanently. Your survival depends on using the exact CAP template provided by the FMCSA and submitting it within the specified deadline. without any delay. Any incomplete submission or failure to meet the deadline means revocation, and there is no appeal process for missed deadlines. You pass the site visit, and you assume the hard part is over, and you can finally relax and focus on your business. You relax and stop monitoring your compliance systems because you think you have passed the test for good. Here's the revelatory truth that saves your business forever. Your authority is never fully secure, and the FMCSA monitors your compliance continuously without any breaks. A single violation at any time can trigger another site visit or audit, and you will be back in a hot seat within weeks. Your survival depends on treating compliance as a daily habit, not a one-time event that you check off a list. You must check your Safer profile monthly, update your DQF files annually, maintain your vehicle maintenance records meticulously, and monitor your CSA scores continuously without fail. The carriers who survive the long term are the ones who treat their authority as a living asset that requires constant care and attention. Your authority is not a license to operate. It is a responsibility to operate safely and legally. Protect it like your business depends on it, because it does. And the moment you stop monitoring it, you are one step closer to losing everything. If you want the exact 7-step Ghost Authority Shield checklist to protect your MC number from theft, drop Ghost in the comments below. Everything else is in your hands. Monitor first, protect second. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe to New Authority Trucking Insurance Guide on YouTube for more expert insights, step-by-step compliance guides, and hidden strategies to protect your trucking authority. I release new videos daily at 6:30 a.m. and 8 p.m. to help you save time, save money, and stay compliant with FMCSA rules without expensive consultants. Your subscription ensures you never miss the next critical breakdown, because your authority deserves the right protection. Stay safe, stay legal, and I'll see you in the next video. If this video helped you, consider subscribing to New Authority Trucking Insurance Guide on YouTube. I break down FMCSA rules, insurance traps, and compliance hacks so you can build your trucking business the right way. New videos drop twice a day. Don't miss the one that could save you thousands on your next renewal. I'll catch you in the next one. This content is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute legal, financial, or insurance advice. FMCSA, DOT, and insurance regulations vary by state and situation. The strategies shared here are based on publicly available information and general industry practices. Please consult with a qualified legal professional, certified safety consultant, or FMCSA authority for specific guidance regarding your unique audit, compliance, or safety review. The career assumes no liability for any actions taken, fines incurred, or authority revocations based on this content. Always verify the current regulations directly with the FMCSA and your safety compliance provider before making any filing decisions.